Kia ora koutou. In this video lesson, we're going to be going over question 3 from our probability methods mock exam. Okay, so New Zealand has a big reputation for being a beautiful scenery, outdoor lifestyle place, but the Kiwis really appreciate it. In 2021, Department of Conservation published a study with the environment, biodiversity, and conservation. 3,837 Kiwis took place age 18 and over. All right, so in the survey, participants were asked whether they believed having access to New Zealand's outdoors is a major positive of living in New Zealand. So 20% of all of those surveyed were under 30 years old. So there's the 20% under 30 years old and 27% over 60. And there's the 27% over 60. Now we know all these options must add up to 100% or 1. So subtracting the 0.2 and the 0.27 from 1, we get 0.53 for those age 30 to 60. Moving on from there, we were told that 77% under 30 agreed having access to New Zealand's outdoors as a major positive. So following the 30 years old, if 77% agreed, subtracting that from 1, we get 23% that disagreed. And lastly, 90% of those over 60 agreed having access to outdoors is a major positive. So following the over 60, they either agree or disagree. If 90% agreed, 10% disagreed. What this allows us to now do is get our outcome column. 0.2 times 0.77, 0.154, etc. So the first patai, what's the probability that a survey participant was under 30 and disagreed? Whenever you see and as an option, that means we're multiplying. So under 30 and disagreed, 0.2 times 0.23, 0.046 for an achieved mark. Next part, given that a survey participant was either under 30 or over 60. When we see or, that means we are adding. What's the probability they agreed? Under 30 or over 60. So under 30 agreed, 0.154. Over 60 agreed, 0.243. These two get added together. Either one of them would get you your achieved. Both of them together gets you a merit. Okay, next one. Across all surveyed participants, it was found 84% agreed to having access as a major positive. Okay, so that was 84% as a major positive and agreeing. So if 84% agree, that means that 16% disagree. All right. The next part of that, 25% of those who agreed having access as a major positive are considered highly active. So if 25% of those agreed are highly active, 75% would be less active. And the same thing along here. 20% of those who disagreed having access to New Zealand's outdoors as a major positive are considered highly active. So if 20% are highly active, 80% are less active. Multiplying along the branches gets us our outcomes, and these do add up to 1, which is worth checking. All right, moving on from that, we also know that 57% of those who were highly active. Now, looking here at those who were highly active, 0.21 plus 0.032. If I add those highly actives together, these are the highly active. Those add to 0.242. Once again, subtracting that from 1, we get 0.758 for a less active. We are also told that 47% of respondents who were less active, these are the less active, if 47% were proud of the current state, 53 were not. Similarly, on the one before that, if 57% of the highly active were proud, 43% were not proud, multiplying across to get those numbers on our branches. Okay, next part. If 84% agreed having was a positive, discuss the validity of that participants age 30 to 60 are less likely to disagree. Well, looking back at our original, we were not told what this number was or what this number was. We were just told that the percentage that agreed was 84%. So This is an agree. This is an agree, and so is this. Now we know that this number is 0.154. We know that is 0.243, and we got this by multiplying 0.27 times 0.9. Now for this agree, it's going to be 0.53. I don't know what that is, so I'll call it x, which means that will be 1 minus x. So putting all that in, adding up the agreeds, those three has to be 0.54. Subtracting the two numbers from the 0.84, I get 0.53x is 0.443. Dividing both sides by 0.53, I get my x is 0.8358. So the disagree, 0.1642. I subtracted that from 1. And since we are told that they're less likely to disagree, that is true. 0.1642 is less than 0.2300. Claim is correct. Okay? And moving on from that, our next and final question. Based on this information, does the data from the Department of Conservation support the politician's claim that most Kiwis are proud of the current state? Now, looking at our graph for whether or not we are proud of it, we have a 0.13794 and a 0.35626. If we add those two together, what we get is 0.4942. Well, that's a little bit less than half, and because this is less than half, it does not support the claim that the majority support it. All right, getting that value, 0.4942, will get you your merit. Supporting it with a claim gets it to excellence. All right, any patai, do send them my way. Thanks for watching. Mauri mahi, mauri ora, ka kite ano.